Comics and powered by the Red 5 Network. For more, visit red5.bio.link. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I'm on my second cup of coffee because it's so rainy and yucky here still. I know you guys have heard me complain about this for like 2 months now, but it's still rainy and yucky. And man, I just can't seem to wake up. It's like perfect nap weather. Hello. Good morning. It's time for your Tuesday daily dose of Dork with me, Dani. How's it going? Did you have a good evening last night? Did you? I did, I guess. Yeah, got new sheets. Slept on new sheets, so that was nice. We got just a couple of things to talk about this morning. Just a couple things. Pretty chill stream. Probably won't be, super long because there's nothing really like meaty and stuff. We do have some confirmed stuff we could talk about that just popped up right as we were getting ready to go live, and we will discuss that. But first, hit that like button, okay? Give me a big fat thumbs up down below. Ring the notification bell so you get notified whenever I'm back with even more nerdy nonsense, and make sure you're subscribed. We are over 4,600 subscribers now. Yeah. We're getting close to 5,000. Fingers crossed we can get those watch hours up too. Mama wants her streaming software paid for so I can stop feeling all this mom guilt. Okay? But let's say good morning. Say good morning to everyone. Good morning, deranged lunatic. Good morning, sir. Buenos dias, Fernando. Good morning, sir. Oh, the Scarif Scuttlebutt podcast. Good morning. Buenos dias, Scarif Scuttlebutt podcast. I'm sorry you're third. Maybe you should get here earlier, okay? But I'm glad you can be here to check out my good hair day. Ha. Good morning, Taco Cat. Oh my God, that's absolutely so terrible. I'm so sorry. I'm so very sorry for your loss of your grandma. I would be devastated. I wouldn't be here. I would not. If Mama passed away, there would be signs. Y'all wouldn't hear from me for like a year. I would be just devastated. All my love and prayers to you, Taco Cat. I'm so sorry to hear that. That's terrible, terrible, terrible. Good morning, Kino! And we're like over 4,600. Like, I'll give you an exact number. It is, and I'm stalling because I'm not very quick on the phone. And that's the wrong thing anyway. Why am I even doing this? We're at 4,615 subscribers. So, on our way to 5,000. Good morning, nerd sister Nicole. Mini wrench girl. What's up, lady? How's it going? How's it going? I'm so tired. Like, it's ridiculous. But my tan is looking amazing. Thank you, Tanologist Drops. I love it. All right, guys, let's dive into some nerdy nonsense. We got a couple things to chat about today. Let's check out some headlines first. Let me get it to a good point because I'll save multiple headlines of the same thing because you've seen it. You have seen what Twitter does when I go to check my bookmarks. It goes blah, 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 and it's gone. Good morning, Brogu. Good morning. God, I love that little profile picture. It's so cute. It's so cute. Good morning, Patty. Grandbabies. Oh, give them all the loves for me. And your package should be arriving any moment now. It's got to be. It's been days. So keep an eye out. It should be there soon. Fingers crossed. Okay. So let's check out some of these headlines. See, I feel like some of them are missing that I threw up here. All right, well, here's this. We've got Patrick Schwarzenegger filming in London. Do we think he's Cyclops? Oh, you're getting it today? Hooray! It's not much, but I just wanted to show my appreciation. You're just the hardest working nerdling in the nerdling army right now. I think he might be Cyclops. I think he's Cyclops. That's my opinion. Yeah, it's rainy and poopy here too, honey. Fernando agrees with me. That members only jacket. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. Lay thing. I just don't want another nerfed milquetoast Cyclops. We have not done Cyclops any justice in these movies. I'd say Cyclops is closer to the personality of Captain America than anything. So, my main concern is that they're going to nerf him again. And I really don't want him to, because I really think, pardon me, I really think Patrick Schwarzenegger has the chops to pull off an accurate Cyclops. Good morning, Loki. He says, so the plan is to have Marston back, bump him off in D-Day, and then have the new Cyclops in Secret Wars? Really? I don't know. I haven't seen the script. Fernando says, Fox made the X-Men movies all about Wolverine. They sure did. He really felt like the main character. Tabitha says hello and she loves me. Well, I love her right back. We were talking this morning. And she knows I love her. We talked last night and then we texted this morning. And you tell her I love her and I hope her show is going amazing. What? Because she deserves it. And Lance Armstrong just, that's awesome. Listen, one of the reasons, that probably the main reason I keep my earbuds in during a stream is so I don't get distracted by other sounds going on in my house. And it's super lame that it just broke. Like my earbuds just came apart on stream. Good morning, Nerdling First Class Backyard TARDIS. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I think he's going to be our main MCU Cyclops. Good morning, Maria. Good morning, dear. Yeah, I think it's him. I think it's him. But the outfit he's wearing is very, very 80s yuppie monochromatic. And those glasses aren't red at all. But I still believe that it's him. It's him. All right. Let me know what you guys think in the chat below. Do you think this is the main MCU Cyclops? Do you think I'm just crazy? Do you think puppies are cute? I don't know. Leave it in the chat below. We're moving on. Listen, I don't like to encourage the Snyder cult at all. Good morning, Vimto Bill. And I'm not sure what you mean by that comment. This isn't Marvel, not to real Marvel fans. I don't know what you're referencing. Anyway, Maria, he's going to be a very good Cyclops. I think he has the capability. He possesses the potential, most definitely. All right. So I don't like encouraging the Snyder cult. Now, again, huge difference between Snyder fans and Snyder cult. Those guys just need to chill. I don't like to encourage that kind of stuff at all. So when I saw this next thing, I was like, oh, great. Here we go. This is going to be another 5 years of this. I'm a Snyder fan too. I like Snyder's films. But Real Anarchy said something today that was really, really logical and smart. He was like, listen, we would all love to live in our little character worlds forever, but that's not, something that can logically exist forever. Things happen, people age, we move on. So, I completely agree with that. Let's just be grateful that we got to experience that and, be hopeful for new things. Good morning to you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So Maria, I like Snyder, but Snyder babies are too much. Brogu says, don't listen to any of these YouTubers and cultists. Watch a movie or a show and determine for yourself if you like something or not. Preach. Preach, brother. So anyway, Christopher McQuarrie talked about his defunct Superman film. And now, because Henry Cavill was going to be involved, the Snyder cultists have just onto it. They're like, see? Like, oh my God. If you sit and dwell on this shit forever, if that's all you do is sit around and you think about how you've been wronged or slighted by fictional films that didn't happen, you're going to have a very unhappy life. I'm just saying. Good morning, Jalen. Anyway, so Christopher McQuarrie, writer for Mission Impossible, stuff like that, talked about what his Superman film was going to be with Henry Cavill. He should have kept it to himself. There's no audio here. How about, let me try something. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Fixed the problem.
First 5 minutes of my Superman movie.
Here you go.
Which was imagine you remember Pixar's Up?
Sure.
A sequence with no dialogue that covered that character's.
Yeah.
Okay. The first 5 minutes of the movie was a setup after which you knew exactly what made Superman tick,
yeah,
and exactly what Superman was most afraid of, and why Superman made the choices that he made. And it would have been epic. It would have been epic. In 5 minutes, the scale of the movie would have been absolutely extraordinary. And the other thing, and I hope that anybody who watches this movie, that enjoys the end of this movie walking away, that's the feeling I would want you to walk away from, because that's really what Superman is about. It's about hope, and it's about it being inspiring, and it's and the joy you need to live in the shadow of John Williams' score. But you do need to recognize that movie captured better than any other with respect to everyone that has followed. It captured better than any other the heart.
He's talking about Richard Donner's Superman.
The problem with Superman is that when they constantly are trying to create bigger and bigger and bigger obstacles for a character with infinite power. Donner understood, and all the best sequences in Superman understand that Superman's greatest obstacle is himself, followed potentially by Green Lantern.
All right.
So he was going to have Green Lantern in his Superman film. Henry Cavill was going to be a part of it. And because of that, the Snyder cultists have latched onto it. I think he would have written a good Superman movie from what I can tell. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by the chat. Listen, I have to agree with the whole, you do have people posters and YouTubers that are completely trashing the James Gunn Superman movie simply because it's James Gunn's Superman movie. They've seen the same amount of footage we have, and they're calling it flat garbage, or just saying, not my Superman, not my DC, I'm not going to see it, which is wild to me. Because if you are a legit Superman fan or a legit DC fan, why would you want a DC movie or a Superman movie to be bad? Why would you want it to be bad? Why would you want it to fail? Because you're not a legit DC fan. You're just an asshole who's throwing a fit because he didn't get his way. It's absolutely ridiculous. I see the crazy posts. Like the other day, someone posted a picture of the Superman poster on a digital sign, and someone shared it and said, it's wild how people are actively avoiding, like no one's within 6 feet of it. What are they supposed to do? Walk right up to it and French kiss it? I mean, come on. That's what you have to complain about? That's the most insane thing I've heard. That's so stupid. I will hold out my final judgment until I actually see final product. And that is a controversial take these days. That's wow, that's crazy. I've never heard of that before. Why did you have it? Because that's logic, you asshat. The amount of manufactured outrage I have seen in the last 5 years over fictional characters just makes me question how I feel about humanity on so many levels. So much concern for the human race. Really? This is the hill you want to die on? This is what's got your goat right now? The director you don't want, or the director you wanted isn't directing the film. Come on. You have zero control over that. You have zero control over Zack Snyder's career other than going to the movies and buying a ticket. So if you have zero control over a situation that's involving a fictional character in a movie for entertainment purposes, if you have zero control over that, why are you spending all of your time and energy just wailing about it like Scarlett O'Hara? I do not understand that. It just blows my mind. I see people, there are reviewers out there there are reviewers out there who will literally review everything terribly, like everything. And I don't get the human brain doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. No one is 100% this side of the fence and 100% that side of the fence, and never the two shall meet. That's not how the human brain works. Like, there's something we can relate to on some level with absolutely everyone and everything. You just have to find it. It's there. It just, I don't get that. See, this Brogu saying that there's a subset of people that hated Captain America simply for the fact that he was black. I don't know those people, and I haven't seen those people. So I'm not going to say you're wrong, or like, yeah, you're wrong. But I've never seen that. What I've seen is people who wanted, pardon me, I'm so sorry, is people that wanted that Bucky should have gotten it first. I don't really care either way. I have my own issues with Anthony Mackie, and has everything to do with his behavior towards the country he lives in while he's on foreign soil. Like, when you, as an American citizen, are in a different country, you are absolutely a representative of that country. And we can talk shit about us. Like, we can do that. We can talk shit about us, like, with other Americans. But when you're away from home, like, no, that's like, okay, you can pick on your siblings, right? But by God, if anyone else does, you're going to knock their teeth out, right? Or you can sit there and call your sister or your brother names, but nobody else can. That's kind of how I feel about when you are in another country and you're talking about your home country. Am I making any sense here? So, again, I'm not going to say that I'm going to tell you you're wrong or whatever, but what I saw was mostly, I think Bucky should have been Captain America first. Well, maybe that's a good sign that I just don't hang around racists. So, hey, I just don't surround myself with terrible people. Oh, well. I think that's a good thing for me. Vimto said, I'm so sorry. Vimto, Bill? I critique from a comic book view, but I know the films are not on point. It's for non-comic book fans. That's the issue that a lot of people struggle to kind of wrap their heads around, is that these movies, I need to stop clearing my throat without muting my mic. I am so sorry. The weather's crappy, and I have bad allergies. So, yes, they're comic book movies, but movies, Hollywood, all of it, it's a business. And unfortunately, there are not enough nerdy comic book heads that can justify that kind of an expense. Like, they can't bank on all the comic book nerds being able to pay for that whole thing. We make up a smaller percentage of the audience than you think. So it has to appeal to a general audience. And the general audience isn't going to sit and read 60 years of comic books in order to completely understand everything that's going on. Because let's face it, there's a lot of storytelling there, and comic books, stories, they get very convoluted. They go off in like 600 different directions. They're like soap operas, okay? They're like soap operas. So they make the changes that they do. They make the changes that they do to appeal to the general audience and to fit all together. So that has been really hard for a lot of comic book nerds, or I'd say a certain sect of the fan base to completely grasp. Like, if you made it 1,000% comic book accurate, the majority of the audience isn't going to understand what is going on at all. And that's what makes the money, the general audience. There are more of them than there are of us. So you got to look at it from the business end. I did it again. So anywho, let's move on, because I can see the chat's getting a little heated. I don't even want to say heated, but it's touching some warmth. So let's move on. Good news, children. Good news for you Harry Potter fans out there. Variety has reported, and Warner Brothers itself has confirmed, that they have cast their Ron, Hermione, and Harry, and they are some cute kids. They are unknowns. But they look the part, at least in my opinion. Ron's 1,000% a ginger. Hermione's got wild hair, and Harry looks like Harry to me. So their names are Dominic McLaughlin. Dominic McLaughlin will play the role of Harry Potter. Arabella Stanton is Hermione Granger, and Alistair Stout is Ron Weasley. Oh my giddy aunt, is that not the most British cast list you've ever heard? They have the most British names I've ever heard. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Nicole says they look like they fit the part. However, I don't believe it's going to be enough to change the minds of most Potter fans. I'm very curious about that. Elaborate for me. I like Harry Potter. It does have a little special place in my heart, because it was a big thing. For my late brother was a big Harry Potter fan. But I wouldn't say that it's like in my top wheelhouse for fandoms. Loki says the Snape thing is going to be too hard to get over for hardcore fans. Okay. Yeah. That is a difficult pill to swallow, because I read the books, and this is exactly what Nicole's referencing. I read the books myself, and pardon me. And Snape is very clearly described. Hawk nose, very severe, gaunt, greasy hair. He's very well described. And I am of the school of thought that who are you to tell the author they were wrong? Like, I can do better. Even though you created this in your head, I can do better. I don't like that. So, Maria dropping a grenade in the chat. The first few Harry Potter movies are boring, she says. Ho, 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 ho. She's telling him how she really feels. But these kids look cute. I'm glad that they went with unknowns, which is what they did in the movies that came out 20 years ago. They did an open casting call again, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But clearly that's how they felt about Snape. It says, after an extraordinary search led by casting directors Lucy Bevan and Emily Brockman, we are delighted to announce we have found our Harry, Hermione, and Ron. The talent of these three unique actors is wonderful to behold, and we cannot wait for the world to witness their magic together on screen. We would like to thank all the tens of thousands of children who auditioned. It's been a real pleasure to discover the plethora of young talent out there, said showrunner Francesca Gardner and executive producer and director Mark Millard. They joined fellow cast members John Lithgow as Albus Dumbledore, Janet McTeer as Minerva McGonagall, Papa Esiadu Snape, Nick Frost as Rubius Hagrid, Luke Ballin as Quirinus, I can't talk, Quirinus Quirrell. He's Quirrell. He's playing Quirrell. And Paul Whitehouse as Argus Filch. Words are hard, kids. Names are really hard to pronounce, especially when you got a camera on you. Anyway, they are currently in production. They're building sets, that's for sure. I've seen a couple of them. Yeah, apparently J.R.R. Tolkien was wrong too. Nicole says they had an opportunity to give us the stories of the founders of Hogwarts or the ghosts of Hogwarts, etc., but instead, let's redo the Harry Potter movies so soon. I agree. There was a lot of other things they could have explored. I want a story about Ilvermorny. What about the American School of Magic? That's a really fascinating story. Why can't we have that? I feel like it's just sitting there, just a pile of money, just sitting there waiting to be picked up. I really don't know anything, though. Guys, I have no idea what just happened. Like, what's up, Music City Soul? Good morning. I wasn't touching anything. It just kicked me out. How weird is that? I'm just sitting here talking, and then it sent me back to my dashboard. How weird is that? Yes, well, it's not Hogwarts. It's called Ilvermorny. Ilvermorny. Enjoy the rest of your week. Bye. See you later, Brogu. Maria says, I'm a huge fan of J.K. Rowling, and I'm very proud of it. Good for you. You should be. So, well, and this isn't Disney. Disney's not doing it. This is Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers is doing the Harry Potter stuff. So, anywho, there was that. I don't know what happened. I'm going to be thinking about that for a while. Yeah, Kino, I know I was gone. I know. And I was kicked out, so I couldn't see your message. Anywho, let's get into this final little bit. See, I am missing bookmarks. This is obnoxious. Oh, they have, according to Daniel RPK, which he's not always, 100%. But according to him, Tania Miller has been cast as Jocasta in Vision Quest. I have questions about that. Vimto, you subbed. Welcome to the Nerdling Army. We will be back tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow. We're here 4 to 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And pre-records. I'm working on a breakdown about the question right now. I'm editing it. Not as we speak, but I'm currently in the process. So anyway, we're getting Jocasta. So I'm wondering how that's going to play out, because Jocasta was made by Ultron to be his mate. And they used Janet Van Dyne's brain engrams in her life force to make her. So I wonder how that's going to come around. I have faith in Terry Matalas. Terry Matalas is the showrunner, writer, director of this series. I have so much faith in him. So it's Jocasta, Fernando. Jocasta. She's a robot made by Ultron. It's kind of a Oedipal thing. That's why he named her Jocasta after Oedipus's mother wife. So Friday, I expect and I've heard that Viv and Vin are going to be at his kids. He's going to make his life. So I'm wondering if Jocasta is going to be part of that, where Vision has his Vision family. I'm wondering how that's going to go down. Yeah, Ultron's dead. But again, I have faith in Terry Matalas. That man is great at what he does. He's an amazing writer. He's a super huge nerd, really good at what he does. So I have faith in him. This is probably going to be one of the best, if not the best, MCU series. Mark my words. Bookmark it. Bookmark it. Because if you don't believe me, get you a Star Trek friend. Get you a Star Trek friend, and they will tell you how Terry Matalas swooped in at the 11th hour and rescued Picard season 3. Music City Soul says, yeah, I expect the entire Synthezoid family, and Deadline dropped an article a while back that Ultron would return. Bum, bum, bum. Yes, remember I said that, because I believe it in my soul. Maria says, do they really need to have a family? They're bots, for Pete's sake. It happened in the comics. It was part of Vision wanting to be more human. He wanted his own family. So we're getting Jocasta. Now, on to our meat and potatoes. So it's not just Mark Ruffalo that we're hearing. We're hearing that Michael Mando is in talks to return as Scorpion as well. But Nexus Point News has written this whole article about, that's them filming in Bahrain. So the Void, apparently the Void's a big part of Doomsday. But what the heck, man? This is so obnoxious. I have to do this every single time. Where are you at? Here we go. So Mark Ruffalo is coming back as Bruce Banner, the Hulk. Now remember, the Hulk, Bruce Banner, and Tom Holland Spider-Man have never interacted on screen. Never. So this will be the first time. And this article by Nexus Point News is saying that he's going to be the main villain in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Nexus Point News can exclusively report that Mark Ruffalo is set to reprise his role as Bruce Banner in Spider-Man Brand New Day. It is currently unknown what role Banner will play in the story, or whether he'll be portraying his alternate green persona. Nexus Point News can confirm Bruce Banner's appearance will be much larger than a cameo, and Ruffalo will have a substantial role in the film. Spider-Man Brand New Day will be Ruffalo's 10th appearance in the mainline MCU project, which will be followed shortly by Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, respectively. So, remember we were talking about yesterday that they've pushed back Doomsday and Secret Wars, and they had said that Wonder Man that's coming out in December will be the last project before Doomsday, and then they pushed Doomsday and Secret Wars back. And we all kind of suspected, okay, so Spider-Man's going to come out before Doomsday now. According to this, it is. According to this, it is. So, Ruffalo's Banner was last seen in the Disney Plus series She-Hulk, Attorney at Law, where a car accident left his cousin Jennifer Walters cross-contaminated with his blood, transforming her into She-Hulk. Banner trains Walters to transform and control her powers and is next seen in the finale where he appears with his son Scar, who was born on Sakaar. She-Hulk, Attorney at Law showed that Banner was still using his Professor Hulk form when he transformed and was able to shift between Banner and Professor Hulk while retaining his personality. Although it's not confirmed if Banner will transform into Professor Hulk or the Savage Hulk persona, Banner can still play a pivotal role to the story as a scientific mentor to Peter Parker. So that is one of the speculations, that he's either going to be the main villain, Savage Hulk, or he's going to be literally Professor Hulk and be Peter's professor in college. That is one of the speculations. Spider-Man Brand New Day is set to be the fourth entry in the Spider-Man series from the MCU, set to be directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, with the script written by Chris McKenna and Eric Summers. Tom Holland set to return as a titular character with Zendaya and Jacob Batalon, returning in smaller roles. As reported by Apocalyptic Horseman on X, Michael Mando is in talks to return as Matt Gargan, reprising his role from Spider-Man Homecoming. Although the status of his deal is currently unknown. Sadie Sink and Lisa Colin-Zayas have also been cast in undisclosed roles. The film will begin shooting in late July in London and is expected to wrap in the fall. And it's due to come out July 31st, 2026 as part of Phase 6 of the MCU. Now, we've heard that Sadie Sink is probably Mary Jane Watson or Mayday Parker, and she would be Tobey Maguire's son, and that they're doing a lot of shooting in the void. So it makes sense that they're going to use Brand New Day to kind of set up Doomsday now, since they've moved the schedule around. So what do you guys think? Do you think he's going to be Savage Hulk and he's going to be a villain? Like Mr. Negative, Savage Hulk, Scorpion? Or do you think he's going to be, yet again, Professor Hulk? Let me know. And I am with you, Deranged Lunatic. I cannot stand Mark Ruffalo. I cannot stomach this guy anymore. He gets on my last nerve. I've blocked him on all social media because I can't. He makes it impossible for me to separate art from artist. It's too much. It's too much for me. I can't handle it. It's like how some people feel about Rachel Ziegler or Brie Larson. That's how I feel about Mark Ruffalo. Just shut up. Just shut up. And he did that absolutely horrific film, Poor Things. That movie should have never been made. I'll be here for freaking hours about that. I cannot. Ugh. Music City Soul. Oh, I don't like Ruffalo either. Glad I'm not the only one. He ruins it for himself. He ruins it for himself. It's too much. I want to tell you guys a funny story about Ed Norton Hulk. I took my little boys to see Iron Man in 2008, and they were little. Okay. My oldest was 7, and my youngest boy was 5. And I took them to see it. And during the trailers, you got to see the Incredible Hulk trailer. And my 7-year-old little boy says, Edward Norton? We're like Edward Snorton, am I right? Like, it was 7 years old, and he just came up with that right then and there. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. And it completely gave voice to what everyone else was thinking. And then we watched The Incredible Hulk, and Edward Norton just absolutely killed it. He did amazing. And now we're like, can we get him back, please? Can we get Edward Norton back, please? So every time someone mentions Edward Norton Hulk, that's what I think of. We're like, Edward Snorton, am I right? Maria says, we want Savage Hulk. Get Professor Hulk the hell out of here. I love it when Maria gets spicy. Love it. That's how Loki feels about Pedro Pascal. I'm sorry, but I always think of him as the Red Viper, Prince Oberyn. You murdered her. You raped her. You killed her children. Prepare to die. That's what I always think of. And I love him for that. I love him for Prince Oberyn and Game of Thrones. Deranged Lunatic World Breaker Hulk would be good to see. You know, I want to see Maestro. I want to see Maestro. And I'm hearing it's going to happen in like Secret Wars. Can I get some Maestro? Maestro Hulk. World Breaker Hulk would be dope. Jalen says, Russo brothers ruined Hulk. I maintain it was Mark Ruffalo, but you might be onto something there. Loki and I agree on something. Alert the presses. Alert everyone. Loki and I agree on something. Shut it down. Well, if you guys have any questions, comments, emotional outbursts, please leave it in the chat below because we are wrapping this puppy up. If you would like to help support the channel, God bless you. I can use all the help I can get. And the easiest and the freest way to do that is just by smashing that like button, hitting subscribe if you're new, and ringing the notification bells to get notified whenever I'm back with even more of this nerdy nonsense. But if you feel moved to help support the channel in other ways, I will keep you in my prayers tonight because the Lord Jesus knows that I really need it. I have a broken mic arm and God knows what else. And my computer is going to be a paperweight in a couple of months because I can't get Windows 11 on it. But anyway, it does cost money to run the show. And without help from you guys, I can't keep the show running because I'm not monetized. So if you feel moved to help me with that goal, the first option, and all these links are in the description below, is scanning that QR code right there. It'll take you to buymeacoffee.com/comicsandmua, and you can tip me as little or as much as you like. And you can use Cash App to do the same thing. Again, all of these links are in the description below. That's right. I also have a merch store at comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com where you can get cool shit like this mug right here. It says Arrakis runs on Dunkin', Idaho, sparkly spice coffee right here. Tastes like awesome graphic design. Anyway, if you like stuff like that, like nerdy merch, then check out comicsandcosmetics.etsy.com. And if you would like some exclusive content and exclusive chat, exclusive merch, and other words and things that start with exclusive, then perhaps you should check out joining the official Nerdling Army at patreon.com/comics. And it has all that stuff I mentioned. There are 3 tiers starting as little as $3 a month. And each tier gives you your own rank and insignia, which comes on your own exclusive merch that you get the first 3 months or every 3 months for the first year of your membership. The higher your tier, the bigger your merch. So if you're interested, check out patreon.com/comics. And today, check out the official Nerdling Army. Yeah, that's the thing you should do. I also have affiliate links for several things like Zenny Optical. If you like my glasses, I can save you 10%. Leashboss.com. If you have pups, I can save you 15%. And if you would like some really cool comic books or a comic book subscription box or some apparel, some collectibles, some games, check out shopapotheosis.com/comicsand and use code comicsand at checkout to save 10% off. And if you're in or around the St. Louis area, stop by there and say hi to them. It's a comic book bar, with arcade games and comic book themed drinks. I mean, just pop in, tell them that Dani at Comics and sent you. Maybe they'll give you a free drink. I don't know. I don't work there. I don't know their life. So, good morning, Tabitha. Came in late and feel the heat. Heat. I have not seen the season finale of Last of Us yet. I need to get on it. I've been busy and I've been sick. I have not felt good. Like, I'm still a little feverish today. It sucks, but I'm going to try and watch that today. Also, yes, I am powered by the Red 5 Network. We are a family of exclusively nerdy podcasters and content creators that are here to educate and entertain you. So if you like this podcast, chances are you're going to enjoy more of what the Red 5 family of podcasts can offer you today. So go to red5.bio.link to discover more of the Red 5 Network. That's right. Discover more. Fernando, if Superman makes the same box office as Brave New World and Thunderbolts, will that be good enough to consider it a success for Gunn's DCU and we get more movies? No. Because Brave New World and Thunderbolts did not do well. And Superman needs to make some money because DCU and Warner Brothers is broke. So they need money. Listen, Tabitha, I feel terrible about it. You know I feel terrible about it. Don't do this to me. I will lose sleep over that, and you know it. On that note, I gotta go because Tabitha just broke my heart. I'll be back tomorrow morning at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Until then, stay kind to one another. Stay nerdy, babies. And keep your eye out because
Disney and Kathleen Kennedy are gonna get you!